Welcome back to Omaha Living for Walker Tire Wednesday. Today we're talking about choosing the right tire. And here to help us is Dan Tolan from Walker Tire. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now tell us about the different types of tire and what's the difference between one tire from another tire?
Well, there's major differences in construction. It's just like tennis shoes. You can get for $9.99 at Kmart or $139 at the Foot Locker. And there's an absolute difference in the construction and the way they perform. There's difference in layering, the way when they're initially creating that tire and they're weaving or knitting or crocheting the frame together before they start dipping it in rubber. There's different layers, and the better quality tire certainly has more reinforcements to it. The lesser quality tire is made with less ingredients, thus it reflects in the price. Longevity is a direct relative of that. They'll use different ingredients in the types of rubber. They'll use more natural rubber compound, which is a little more expensive to produce, but thus a better product. And some of the newer tires these days have a silicone rubber compound. And the silicone is impervious to temperature. They're extremely traction oriented in the dead of winter and just end up being a better tire.
Okay, now when are people most concerned about their tires? Is there a certain season?
Yeah, there really is. It seems like there's 2 times a year that people will really take an interest in maintaining their tires. One is the vacation season. No one really wants to go on vacation and end up with a mishap, walking down the side of the interstate with all your luggage piled on top and ruining the vacation, kids screaming in the back seat. And the other time, of course, is the dead of winter. No one wants to be on the side of the road, stuck, waiting for a tow truck. So those 2 primary seasons are when people really have an interest in making those improvements.
And what are their concerns? I mean, obviously they want to make sure they have a newer tire and one with tread, but what about how it's filled and what it's filled with?
Right, well, the concerns are certainly price always factors in there, and the type of vehicle. Each particular tire really is designed for a specific thing. A minivan should have a tire that's got more reinforcement in the side because they're somewhat teety, they tip over and whatnot. The stopping distances as far as like in-town driving need to be considered. As I mentioned, price is certainly an ingredient. The longevity of the tire factors in there, depending on how long you're going to keep the car. And then there's that whole realm of sports cars and performance vehicles as well.
And when you're actually buying the tire, you're at Walker Tire and you're trying to choose, you're thinking, okay, the minivan needs more reinforcement on the sides, but I'm not sure if the normal person who walks in would know something like that. What is there just a all-around normal tire you could buy to use for any car?
No, everyone is so specifically designed for the vehicle and for your particular driving needs, because you're unique in what you do with your vehicle every day. So the right individual has to pick out the right tire specifically for your needs. It's just like a shoe. There's got to be an exact fitment, and it needs to be correct, or it's just not going to have the outcome that you hope for.
And what's the best way when you go in? What is the best way to say, okay, somebody needs to help me? Because I think a lot of times people think, oh, I've got all the answers.
Right. Well, we like to pride ourselves in taking that time with the customer, determining truly what they need. How long are they going to keep the vehicle? What kind of vehicle? Where are they driving? There's a lot of things that need to be addressed and gone over with the customer so you can then recommend something. A lot of facilities just will recommend a tire based on longevity, and that's not it. That's not, your needs. So at Walker Tire, we like to take that time and pick out the right tire for your needs.
It's nice to know that there's a trained staff there that's going to help everybody, and also Walker Tire has a fabulous reputation, and trust definitely is a big issue. So Dan, we appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely.
And talking to us about this today.
My pleasure.
Come back.
Thank you.